I initially wanted to work for CSIS, which is the Canadian version of the CIA. Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the Viet Vegan because I'm Viet and I'm vegan. Today I'm going to tell you 5 things that you probably didn't know about me. The first thing you probably didn't know about me is that I have a food blog. I've actually had this food blog for about 5 years and it's become a really big part of my life and something that's constant. I used to be one of those people that would like start a story or start a project and it would die within a couple weeks because I just didn't have the motivation, or I didn't feel it. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, sometimes you just do it and you're like, I suck, what? Anyway, you just lose momentum. I share recipes on there. Not all of them are Vietnamese recipes because I am Vietnamese, but I also was born in Canada and I grew up in a white ass town. So some call me banana. Usually with recipes, I don't tend to talk about the food, I talk about myself. That sounds like really self-absorbed. I talk about like feelings, the experience. I've talked about like my breakup, I've talked about my mom, I've talked about like transitioning from like my university to my master's and my master's to not doing school anymore and like how that feels. I've talked about feminism, I've talked about nerdism, I've talked about all the things. So if you want another like perspective, and it's not the same kind of stuff that I share on YouTube, you should go read my food blog. Yeah, I mean, you could just honestly go to like any random recipe and you'll find me talking about random shit. All right, number 2, I have really bad eczema. Because I was born in Canada, but my genetic makeup is built for humid Vietnam, my body doesn't really react well. And like, you think that it would, you know, adjust, but it never did. So I have terrible, terrible skin. And it's not because I'm vegan, it's not because I'm unhealthy or whatever, it's honestly just genetic. It's something that has debilitated me from being able to be productive, to have the confidence to do things. I used to be really proud of my hands because my hands used to be so pretty and whatever, and I used to love my hands, but now eczema has kind of taken over my hands and I don't feel as confident, and it actually inhibited me from starting this YouTube channel for about like 2 years because I was like, nobody wants to see my skin, or no, like I feel bad, maybe I'll just wait till my skin gets better. But I think it's something that I just have to deal with, and you know, lots of people deal with eczema and that's just kind of something that I have to live with and figure out and be confident about and not let it stop me from doing what I want to do. Number 3, some of you might know this already, but I'm a huge nerd. And specifically my nerdom started with Lord of the Rings. I started out when I was 14, one of my best friends was really into Lord of the Rings and she was obsessed with like Viggo Mortensen and the movies. So when I was really lonely and a nerd and a loser in school, I turned to my internet friends and I started writing Lord of the Rings fanfiction. My best friend Ashley, who's actually V. Robinson, who is often on Jonwin's channel. I can link her here. You can see a picture of her being awesome, and she is Ensign Williams in the Red Shirt Diaries web series. Ashley was the one who introduced me to Lord of the Rings. She created a character for me. We started writing fan fiction together, and that's where my writing career path started. I spent probably like 3 years writing stories with this my character, who was Ferion and Elrohir, and she was the daughter of Elrohir, who is the twin brother of Arwen. So Arwen has 2 twin brothers, Eladon and Elrohir, and I was Elrohir's daughter. Number 4, I have a master's in translation. I initially wanted to work for CSIS, which is the Canadian version of the CIA, and I wanted to work as a translator and or agent. But I have since learned that I work well-ish under pressure, but I don't work very well in a very hierarchy, these are the rules because these are the rules kind of thing. I did my master's. I really enjoyed my master's. I liked studying with people who actually were critical, and that's kind of where I learned about critical thinking and finding like the motivations from people and why they write certain things and like analyzing stuff, because in university they don't really teach you how to do that. So like I'm a really gullible person, so for the longest time I would read a news article and be like, oh yeah, that's true. I didn't realize that like people write things, or they broadcast things, or they say things and frame it in a certain way because they want a certain message to come out. Like, I know that sounds really obvious, but like that wasn't obvious to me. So, you know, I did my master's, I enjoyed it, I got in a lot of debt because of it, I grew a lot, and I learned about Toronto and people and myself during it, I would say that it was probably worth it. I'm not working in that field, so maybe not worth it? I don't know. And number 5, I have a little brother. He is 11 currently, but I'm basically an only child because he was born when I was 14. And like I was like a live-in babysitter slash mom for like 4 years, and then I went to university. The way that people describe their sibling kind of relationship is very different from the way that I experienced it, but he doesn't feel like my brother, he feels like kind of my nephew slash my kid. Does that make sense? He's staying with me over the summer, so maybe you guys will see a video of him. I used to do YouTube videos when I was like 17, and I would just vlog and talk to the camera, and it was really weird, and my brother would show up in some of my videos. So maybe I'll include a clip.
So this is my brother Liam. How old are you?
3.
That's my face. That's my face. Oh, it was pillow.
Anyway, so that's 5 things you probably didn't know about me. Let me know what your favorite Lord of the Rings character was if you did that sort of thing. Let me know if you have a sibling that is also a very big age gap and what's your experience with it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to watch more, stay tuned for more videos week after week and subscribe because now I'll be doing 2 videos a week. Yeah! Thanks for watching. Bye! I don't know, maybe some of you know this. I don't know why my voice is being all weird. My mouth is making a lot of weird noises. When I was 17, I used to be a YouTuber. I don't think I told anybody that. I wasn't planning on it, but here it is.